What is happening, XRP traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today is Wednesday, May 17th. Happy hump day, and I hope you're well. In this video, we're going to be discussing XRP. It's been a while since we did an XRP video, so XRP Army, smash the like if you could. Help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. We're going to be discussing today whether or not a decision is ready in the case versus the SEC and Ripple. I do think that it's going to be very, very soon, possibly in the next few months, maybe even days. A lot of people speculating that it could be very, very soon, but I'm thinking it could be a couple of months away, but just preparing for all scenarios. We're also going to do some technical analysis. We'll bring up the chart and we'll look at what to expect in the days and weeks ahead. Also a Ripple acquisition that we'll discuss. So we got a lot to cover today, so we'll jump right to it. And again, if you could smash the like, share the video with anybody that might find value, I would appreciate it. That would support me and the channel very much. And I also did a couple of videos. I did a video recently on Binance leaving Canada, so I gave some options on what I'm doing. I'm using Uphold, which is my favorite exchange. And you can go down to the About section here on my page, click on Uphold. It is an affiliate link, so I will get a kickback on that, but I highly encourage you to do that. And then also, if you want to self-custody, that's what I do. I keep everything on a Ledger Nano, so you can see a link there for a affiliate link for a hardware wallet as well. So you can have your own crypto, your own private keys, not your keys, not your crypto. I use Uphold. I use ShakePay here in Canada to fund it. So I send I send an e-transfer to that, and then I transfer the funds electronically. Then I buy Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then I transfer that to Uphold, and then you can buy XRP there. And then I transfer it off of Uphold onto my Ledger Nano, and I self-custody. So again, not your keys, not your crypto. I highly encourage you to check that out, that Binance video. Also some big news with regards to Quadriga CX bankruptcy, former users to get 13% of claims. And I just heard back from EY, Ernst & Young, and they're going to be sending those out soon. So you should see a check in the mail soon, and I'll be one of those people receiving a check. So something is better than nothing, and 13% definitely better than nothing. Also did a video on an MJ bull run after alt season, and I give my thoughts and opinions on that and when we could potentially expect alt season leading into the end of the year here. But as you probably already heard, this is breaking news. Court victory for Ripple as judge denies SEC motion to seal Hinman documents. So we know that there has been corruption at the highest level. He had 15 million reasons why to bring this lawsuit against XRP and Ripple. And that is because he worked for a company that was involved with the Ethereum alliance, right? So again, the fact that he had 15 million reasons that he and a bunch of people, even Jay Clayton, right, who brought the lawsuit, just up and quit after bringing this lawsuit, just stinks to high heaven. So this is great news for the industry, and this is great news, well, not so much for the industry, but it's great news for the case and potentially the industry. We'll see what comes of it, but there could be some damning evidence with regards to Ethereum, and I'm being very, very cautious with regards to what I put my money behind these days. And it looks like XRP and Ripple could get clarity before any of the rest of the space, right? And Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, has already hinted that Ripple, not just Ripple, but Ethereum could be potentially sued next, right? So the Ethereum Foundation could be sued next, and that is because now that they're proof of stake, they said that staking is a security and they regulate that. So we'll see what comes of that. But it looks like the rest could be in purgatory while Ripple and XRP get clarity, and the first to get it here in the United States specifically. But Ripple versus SEC final decision is ready. Lawyers agree. So a bunch of lawyers in the industry are saying that they're starting to piece together that the decision looks to be ready, and it could be ready anytime. And the fact that they came out with this news here and this ruling in favor of Ripple to provide those Hinman documents, that could be just motivation to get these two parties to settle. As we know, 95% of cases usually settle with the SEC. So if that is the case, maybe this is going to entice the SEC to finally settle with Ripple, right? We could even see a decision. It could be a split the baby. I think that's the most likely scenario where, we get a win for the SEC, win for Ripple. Win for Ripple would be, they just pay a fine, but secondary sales of XRP are, good to go. They're not a security. It's a commodity, right? It's never usually the underlying assets that's the security. And then the SEC, gets a fine, charges Ripple with a fine for early sales of XRP because the way they packaged it was a security, right? Not the actual underlying asset itself as the security. So I think that's what's most likely. And then we could even see a settlement after the ruling comes out. So there's lots to unpack here. It's probably not going to be a very straight cut decision or result. So we'll be relying on the lawyers in the space like the John Deatons and the Jeremy Hogans of the world to break it down in layman's terms. But countdown to XRP decision inside Ripple's defense strategy. Ripple has clocked a couple small wins so far, but we will see if it can get its defense over the finish line with the judge. As we know, they have the fair notice defense as well to fall back on. But it's looking really good right now in terms of Ripple versus the SEC. Even a former SEC commissioner is saying that Ripple's looking really, really good here. And the chances of Ripple winning, or at least coming out with a win here, is very, very significantly high at the current moment, right? So a couple of people that in the past were very, skeptical, didn't think that Ripple was going to win. We're starting to see lawyers who worked for the SEC and just people in the industry who hated on Ripple for the longest time finally starting to turn into fanboys and fangirls, right? And again, this is a fight for crypto. This is a war on crypto, not just Ripple, not just one company, not just one crypto or one digital asset. This is the war on crypto, and people are finally starting to realize this, and Ethereum could be next. Crypto firm Ripple buys Swiss startup as SEC crackdown forces companies to consider overseas moves. So would this happen? Do you really think that, we would see Ripple acquire companies if they didn't think they were going to win this case? And Ripple could also IPO and go public in the United States after the lawsuit is over. So, and then so many exchanges will relist. There are so many different, hedge funds and things like that that'll buy up XRP as soon as there's clarity. Bank of America, a bunch of all these, different banks in the U.S. that are just foaming at the mouth, waiting for a decision and a court ruling so that they can move forward with adopting the technology. And we know Bank of America, actually Warren Buffett just upped his stake in Bank of America, and it is a Ripple partner. So writing's on the wall. It's just a matter of time. This is a ticking time bomb. The rocket ship is ready to go. It's just a matter of time and being prepared. So I do think we could see a little bit more downside. I'll bring up the chart here in a moment. On XRP, I think we could get as low as, low 30s, maybe even a dip of 30 cents, but that'll just be a buying opportunity, in my opinion, and one more final flush before we get the real move up to all-time highs and potentially new all-time high in price discovery, blue sky breakout. But the blockchain firm Ripple has acquired Metaco, a Swiss crypto custody services firm, the company announced Wednesday. This is huge. Ripple getting into custody. This is just a behemoth in the making. The deal is expected to bolster Ripple's product suite and give it access to an attractive roster of clients that includes Citi and BNP Paribas. I think I'm saying that correctly. It will also help the company increase its presence overseas at a time when it is fighting a lawsuit from the Securities Exchange Commission in the United States. Blockchain firm Ripple said Wednesday it acquired Metaco, a Swiss firm that holds digital assets securely on behalf of clients in a bid to expand its international footprint and broaden its range of services. Let's just scroll down here. So Ripple invested $250 million in cash of its own balance sheet to fund the acquisition, Garlinghouse said. At the time when others are closing their doors and facing layoffs, I think it's a real important signal for the industry. It's also a signal that Ripple's in a strong position. We're going to play offense, he added. So this is amazing. I mean, if you think about it, they spent over $200 million fighting the SEC in the ridiculous lawsuit that they brought against them. And now they're buying a custody firm for $250 million, spending even more than that. And it's been said that they had over $1 billion in cash on their balance sheet. So $200 million was spent on fighting the SEC, and then $250 million goes to this custody startup acquisition. I mean, wow, that's almost $500 million right there going to fighting the SEC and just acquiring this custody firm, right? So that's $500 million that they've spent. They must be some kind of confident and believe that a positive ruling is going to come out of this and that they're going to stand the test of time. Plus, XRP is borderless, right? So Ripple's a global company, so they can use XRP in many different geographic regions, right? In different locations, countries, you name it. And we're going to see the adoption more than ever. And I think we're at a critical mass phase where we're going to just see rapid escape velocity here for Ripple and the digital asset XRP. But take a look at the chart here at the moment. So we did break down. We were looking for a potential rounded bottom that broke out. Then we had a descending triangle here that was targeting about 15 to 14 cents. And we're just wondering whether or not we're going to continue to slip toward that target, or if we're going to see, now we have a bit of an ascending triangle forming here. And if we just take a look from the low to the high, we could expect a move somewhere to around the $1 mark, which would be our first line of resistance. And then after that, we'd see this all-time high, this downward sloping resistance line as the next target, and that would put us somewhere around $1.30. So $1 is my first target, then $1.30. Then after that, we have $2, and then the all-time high there at $3.30 as per Bitfinex. But it got up to around the 380s, I think, in some exchanges. But I would expect a sizable move here, and it's looking like we could pull back a little bit more. We are in a monthly uptrend with the low here and the high, higher low and higher high. So we're just scouting a higher low here compared to the low there at 29.8 cents. So this is looking really good as long as we can maintain that key support. We wouldn't want to see us lose 29 cents. If we lose, actually, it could see a potential flush, right, a scam wick, but I'd be really concerned if we lost the low there at 28 cents. So wouldn't want to see us lose 28 cents, or we could be heading down to that 15 cent target. I highly doubt that is the most likely scenario. What I think is going to happen is we're going to more than likely form another monthly higher low. We could pull back here to this support trend line, somewhere around that 35 to low 30 cents mark USD. And then we'll look sometime here into September. So it's saying into September, October is where we could finally break out. So there could be some fireworks here leading into September. So we'll see which way we break out, but a break is imminent and a massive move in either direction is expected. Again, we don't have a crystal ball. We can look at what technical analysis says and give us the most likely scenario, get the odds in our favor, and just look at what probabilities are saying, and then expect be prepared for all scenarios. I'm prepared for up, down, or sideways. That's all markets can do. And then if we take a look at XRP BTC, we are tightening up here as well. We have a bit of a pennant here forming, and we're going to be expecting a break sometime into the end of the year. And what could potentially happen is we could see the crypto market rally significantly. We could see crypto go parabolic, and then what could happen is Bitcoin could top somewhere into the end of the year. And then it's saying here that if this break did occur to the upside, that we could potentially expect alt season to occur some point in the beginning part of 2024, similar to 2018 when we had everything go just completely parabolic, and it topped out somewhere around February, right? So it's kind of lining up for a similar type of move. So we're going to be looking at that. Also wanted to share the fact that we have yet to hit the 0.4618 here on the fib extensions on XRP. If we take a look at Ethereum has already done so. You can see here that it, from its 2017, 2018 high to the low, it did pretty much come up. It hit its 3.618, but not its 4.618. Bitcoin hit its 3.618 as well. Just bring it up here. Yep, hit the 3.618 there at 62K, actually exceeded that. And if we take a look at XRP, its current, its measured move there for the fibs on the 3.618 is around $10.75. So I think that $9 to $13 is very much possible in this next bull market, and a lot of upside. It could even go higher than that based on the suppression. Dogecoin went from March 2020 to I think it was May 2021, went up like 600x, so $1,000 into $600,000. For every $1,000, turn that into $600,000 in just a little over a year. But wow, if Dogecoin can do that on absolutely no utility, what can the most utility-backed digital asset in the planet do? Right? It's even been said, the judge in the Ripple versus SEC case said that the judge believes that XRP has more utility than Ethereum and Bitcoin. She said that. So imagine what XRP can do in the grand scheme of things versus a meme coin like Doge, who does that does absolutely nothing. That's not even integrated and used by enterprise level grade software, right? So this is getting exciting. And one thing I want to show as well is I did a video on the alt season. One thing you can check is that Total 3 never got to its 4.618 extension. Total 2, which is everything excluding Bitcoin, got very, very close to the 4.618 extension. And then Total, which is everything including Bitcoin, the whole market, actually got pretty much right to that 3.2 trillion. I think that Total 3, when we see full-blown alt season potentially into the end of the year here, beginning part of 2024, we could get to around the 1.6 to potentially between 1.5 and 2 trillion for the altcoin market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So that's what I'm going to be looking for as a potential top and confirmation that we are in alt season. We're heading up to that 4.618 and potentially beyond. And then that will be a good area to start shaving and taking profits, right? So it's looking really good. But in terms of the weekly macros, we are a little bit concerned here with the weekly macros. We are below the 10-week moving average, and we had a bear cross of the stochastic and the MACD. The MACD is trying to recover, and we're trying to get back above that 10-week moving average, but a little bit concerned here. I think in the short to somewhat medium term, we could see more downside for XRP, maybe low 30s, maybe a quick flush of 30 cents. But in my opinion, that'll just be an accumulation zone and a buying opportunity. And then in terms of the 10-week moving average, in terms of the moving averages here on the weekly, we have nothing nearby until the 50 weekly there at 40 cents. So if we do lose 40, like I said, we could probably see a pretty big flash crash down to around that 30 cent area, maybe even a flush thereof. But in terms of the daily time frame, we have a massive bull signal here on the daily time frame. We have a golden cross that just occurred for the first time since, well, we had the death cross back here from when we came back from $2, and then we had the golden cross here when the price was at around 43 cents. Then we came back down, we had a death cross, but not much follow through. And here we are seeing another golden cross. That's 2 golden crosses since October. And here we are holding that 200-day moving average, back testing it as support. It's currently sitting at 41 cents. So we also have the 50 weekly at 40 and the 200-day at 41. So if we close a weekly candle below or a daily candle below 40 cents, it's going to likely spell trouble. Or if we're set for a close below 40 cents, like I said, we could easily see 30 cents in the cards. So that's what I'm looking for. Potential drop down to around that 30 cents, maybe a slight flush of thereof. Wouldn't want to see us lose 28 cents, or that is going to be bad. And we could expect a pretty big fast crash in that scenario. But again, I'll be backing up the truck, buying more. I'm sitting at close to, I think I'm over 50,000 XRP at the moment. And I'll continue to dollar cost average into that position and take advantage of those buying opportunities if they do present themselves. But again, going to be watching that 40 cent mark. If we do lose that, then we'll be looking at a potential low there in the low 30s. And then, like I said, just a buying opportunity. And generally, after we have these golden crosses, it usually takes a while before they play out, right? So if we take a look at the previous golden cross, it occurred in August of 2020, and then we didn't peak in the price until April of 2021, right? So just because it crosses doesn't mean we're going to the moon today or tomorrow. It just means that it could take multiple months. So again, if the golden cross here occurred in August of 2020 and then didn't see the peak until April of 2021, you're looking at close to 6 months. So let's see here. So August, yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, around 8 months, 7, 8 months. And then if we take a look at the similar scenario here, golden cross occurred in October. So if we take a look out here, so we could expect realistically any time, could be in the next couple of months. So I think that the most likely scenario is we're going to get a ruling at some, and even Brad Garlinghouse said that he believes that it's going to be sometime between now 2 to 6 months. So between now and the end of Q3, which would put us somewhere between now and the end of September. But going to end it there, let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Let me know if you are excited about this news with Ripple acquiring custody services. This is, again, just speaks volumes to the confidence of the company and that they're not going away, that they're not, shying. They're playing offense. They're not shying away. They're putting $250 million into this, putting their money where their mouth is, and they're fighting the SEC almost $250 million as well. So $500 million now invested in fighting the SEC in this custody firm that they're set to acquire is just... it's just making my jaw drop every day. This company just never ceases to amaze me. And I truly believe that Ripple, the private company, I can't wait to be accredited so I can buy some private shares on Link2. But I can tell you one thing, Ripple is probably going to be the most, important and profitable company in the world. I think it's going to completely put Amazon to shame. And then XRP, the decentralized digital asset, is just going to be all the money, right? We're going to see everything tokenized on the XRP ledger. We're talking quadrillions worth of dollars flowing into the XRP ledger. But going to end it there. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I always love hearing from you. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Power Group. We'll see you on the next video.